Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Abdullah Patel English High School and Yati Junior College welcomes you for our subject history. Today we are going to start by chapter number 1, Renaissance in Europe and Development in Science. Hope you have watched my two videos, that is Introduction of Renaissance in Europe and Development in Science. As we have studied in introduction, the Renaissance, that is the rebirth or revival, and we have started by the supporters of crusades. Crusades means religious war at that time, and thus which led to Renaissance in Europe, rebirth in Europe, and this led to the invention of knowledge. Invention of knowledge leads to the development of science. From science, it leads to the development of industries, and thus the progress started. So, starting by our topic, that is development of science. It is said that the European natural scientists of the 17th century laid the foundation of modern sciences. At that time, the scientists which were there during 17th century has given a new sciences came in front of the people, that was of modern science. The scientists of the 17th century put emphasis on the following things. Means when they brought the ideas in front of the people, they proved to the people that the principles, scientific principles here means the rules and regulation which are established by empirical experiments. Empirical means laboratory. Laboratory experiments are true despite time and space. To convert the emerging scientific rules into scientific formula. Yes, the scientist wants to create new scientific formulas, to create a new scientific parallels and so on. This efforts helped the progress of science, and thus there was a progress of science. Now starting by the second part of the subtopic, development of science. As this invention has been done and the progress got in science to the scientists, this led to the creation or the emergence of new institutions or schools which devoted to the cause of science. In Europe, some organizations were established for research in science. The scientists were doing research, so some organizations were there who were doing the research in science. This organization published scientific journals. Not only they were doing research, but they published those things in a journals, which included research articles written by scientists, correspondence between them, as also clearing doubts and exchanging thoughts. Scientists with one another, they were clearing doubts also if they are having any doubts in the theory, so they just have a discussion on that and exchange their ideas, exchange their thoughts with one another, and hence this led to the introduction of many institutions or schools. Among them, the very important one at that prime position was at that time Academy of the Langside or Lincoln Academy in Rome, Academy for Experiment in Florence, Royal Society for Improving Natural Knowledge in London, French Academy of Science in France were of prime importance. Okay, so these were the four academy which came in front. This is a book, a glimpse of a book which has been given to the Royal Society of London. Now I would like to show you the four academy which came in front. This is the Langside or the Lincoln Academy. This academy is at Florence. This is in Rome, and this is in France. I hope the picture is clear to you people. Is it visible to all? Yes. Now, moving further to our next topic, that is scientific invention in various fields. Now, as scientists has progressed in science, so they started invention many things. Not only they kept their knowledge to only one particular subject, they started doing invention in various fields, so as people would be benefited by that. There will be progress in their country, so they started invention various things like instruments like compass, telescope, thermometer and barometer. I hope these terms you have already listened and used also in science while you are studying science. Okay, so these things were invented in this period during the 17th century. Microscopes, have you listened to the term? Yes. For what we are using microscope? For, yes, for observing the microparticles. Microscope invented in this period made it easier to observe various types of microorganisms. Robert Boyle, an alchemist, is known for discovering that the absolute pressure and the volume of a gas are inversely proportional. So now a new theory came in front. That who has given? Robert Boyle. Remember Robert Boyle? He is an alchemist and he has discovered this theory that absolute pressure and the volume of gas are inversely proportional to each other. And while he has given this theory, this created interest for further researches on other gases also. Now, what are the other gases? Any guesses? Yes, hydrogen, nitrogen, and oxygen. Very important gases, right? Oxygen is very important for us. The research in physics was more focused on various aspects of heat and sound. Now see, earlier these topics were not known by any individual people, but now as after Renaissance, people used to know about the things, especially the scientists. They come up with new aspects in their life. They started doing research on heat and sound. Another was from zoology. A methodology known as taxonomy was developed to classify the animals. Now before starting further, I would like to show you the picture of compass, thermometer, barometer, telescope. Is it visible to you people? See, compass which shows the navigation north, south, east and west, right? Thermometer, barometer and telescope. I hope you have seen earlier also these pictures. Now the people who has invented this. Now see, here is a person called as Robert Boyle. He is an alchemist. Now the term alchemist is from form of chemistry in the Middle Ages, which involved trying to discover, a person who tried to discover how to change ordinary metal into gold. Now here the picture. Now who is this person? This person is Benjamin Franklin, who came up with his theory of lightning and electricity. Still today we are following his theory and we are using electricity. Means very much important, right? We cannot live without electricity in today's world. It is very fruitful. His theory proved very fruitful for us. Now starting by his theory. The research by Benjamin Franklin was very important as it shed light on various aspects of lightning and electricity. He coined many technical terms which are used in electrical science even today. Right? I hope you have understood it. Now moving further to our next topic. Before starting by this topic, I would like to remind you that we have studied about science, how science came in front. Renaissance, rebirth, revival. So people came to know about sciences. After doing sciences, invention in sciences, there was invention of various machines. Various machines were used. Hence, there was a machine. Earlier, there was the products were man-made. Now it is machine-made. Earlier there was demand for man-made products. Now there is demand for machine-made products. Earlier man-made production was taking time. Here the time is saved. When the production was done by machine, now the time of the people is saved. The labor reduces. How? The best example is of weavers. Earlier when the weaving was done, the weaving of woolen clothes was done, a very old cotton industry was there in England. In the year 1738, John Kay, in uh, made and patent flying shuttle. It increased the speed of weaving. Now see, there is a difference. There will be a difference between a human and machine, right? So weaving a cloth by hand and weaving a cloth in machine is different. But here it has increased the speed. They have also increased the speed of the machine. So there is a lot of difference between machine and man-made production. The next advanced stage was spinning jenny. A new machine came in front, a spinning frame with multiple spindles made by John James Hargreaves in England. One could work 8 spindles simultaneously on this frame and it reduces the amount of labor and time of production. Now what happened? Already the time was saving by using machine and the labor reduced it. But now what happened? After the invention of multiple spindles, now the labor 8 labor. Instead of 8 labor, one machine can do the work of 8 labors. So here labor also reduces and time is also saved. In the year 1769, Richard Arkwright made a more advanced spinning frame which mechanized the process of spinning. It could produce yarns much faster with better twisting and strength. Now another advancement came over here. The time was saving, labor also reduces. Apart from this thing, the machine was also twisting to the cloth, give a better twisting and strength. Further, Samuel Crompton invented a more modified spinning machine in 1779 CE. CE, I hope you remember CE. What is the full form of CE? Common Era. Named as spinning mule. With this machine, the speed of producing cloth increased 200 times. Now see, earlier they just run machine, then they increased the speed of machine, then they improved version came in front. That is the much faster machine was there, which was better in twisting and giving strength. And now the another thing that the increase was done. The machine production, the speed was increased by 200 times. In 1785 CE, Edmund Cartwright invented power loom. Now the father of all. Now they have invented father of all, that is power loom. In the year 1793, a machine called cotton gin was introduced. Now see, another new machine has invented, that is cotton gin was introduced. This machine was famous for removing cotton seeds from cotton fiber with a much greater speed. Earlier this cotton seeds from cotton fiber used to be removed by hand, which was time consuming. But now this was done by machine. So it saves the time of the owner. Hence reduce the labor as well as save the time. So the advancement in textile industry is really fruitful for the owners of the industries. Now see, here are the pictures of the machines. See, this is the first picture, first machine spinning cotton wool. This is the second one and this is the third one. I hope images are clear to you people. Fourth machine, fifth machine and the sixth one. See, this is the spindle gin machine. Now moving further to our next topic, that is metallurgy. England had a number of iron mines, but it was necessary to advance the technique of smelting iron in order to acquire purified iron from it. Now as England was having iron mines, number of iron mines, but what was important, what was necessary, to have a technique of smelting iron. Smelting iron means, we have listened the term melting, right? But now what is melting? Melting means to melt a iron or melt an ore. To melt an ore on fire. So when it's melt, it is melting of iron or melting of ore. But here it has written smelting of iron. So smelting means it is that term from melting itself. When a thing is melting and from that a pure version is coming out, a pure ore is coming out, that is called as smelting. So here smelting of iron, a pure version of iron they want. So that is melting. Gradually, the fuel for iron furnaces was replaced from wood to coal. Now, as it has again, due to industry, the advancement in industries, the thing was replaced, the fuel for iron furnaces was replaced from wood to coal. It facilitates creation of furnaces that could attain much higher temperature, resulting into increased production of iron. Now, as they want to smelt the iron, the purified version of iron, so here again they have invented a machine which will see each and everything. Later, special machines were made to keep the furnaces burning at a set temperature and to maintain its aeration. Means when we are melting something, so proper air is required, a proper temperature is required, right? If there is lot many of air, so thing will not burn. If there is no proper temperature, thing would not burn, or the thing will burn with each and everything surround. So there should be a proper way of burning or melting the thing, whatever we are burning, whatever we are melting. So this thing was done by labor. But now, as they have advancement in metallurgy, in science, they also made a machine for this thing. They just set a temperature to maintain the aeration of that particular thing, and hence the work is done. In 1865, the process of producing steel from molten iron was invented, and the nature of iron industry underwent major transformation. Now see, they have now success in making steel also from melting iron. A good steel was also invented from this iron industry, and the industry has seen a major transformation. At about the same time, a method was developed to pour the molten metal into cast for making iron bars, for example, railways. Now, not only they have the idea how to melt and how to smelt. Okay, people were not doing that, and they were not having idea of doing from machine. Not only that thing, but they have also created the molds for making tracks. They were melting the irons and making the bars, making the tracks for the railways. Hence, the invention of railways was done to the people for the working strata of the society, and this lead to industrialization. And as industrialization was done, it increases production because people started doing their trades, export their trades from one place to another via railways. Now moving further to use of machines. Once a machine proved effective for one industry, people tried to test its usefulness for other industries too. Now, as they have got success in one thing, they thought thinking that if we are getting success in this, so why don't we use for this reason? So our time will be saved. So this attempt resulted into invention of newer machine. In 1783, Thomas Bell made a machine for cylinder or roller printing on fabrics. Now on fabric cloth. On that, a roller was made, a cylinder form of roller was made, a machine was made to do the printing. By 1809, a machine came in use for sticking together the heel and a sole of a shoe. Yes, see how much advancement they have done. They have also made a machine which can stick the heels and shoes. We are wearing shoes. Below that down we are having a sole, right? So that a machine was there. They kept a shoe and sole, and both together they stick the heels and sole of a shoe. Now, the third machine they have invented, that was of tailoring, sewing machine were made. James Watt invented steam engine. In the beginning, this engine was only used to transport coal and iron ore out of the mines. Later, steam-powered machinery came to be used in textile industry. Now, see, they have started by the invention of a roller for printing of fabric. Then they have made a machine which was sticking the heels and sole of a shoes. Then they started inventing the machines related to tailoring. Sewing machine they have also invented. Then they have invented engine. A steam engine was invented, which earlier it was used for transportation of coal and iron. Later it was used for many reasons. In course of time, steam powered plough, harvester, grass cutting machines were made. Now see, each and every field they has take over. Plows were also there. In agriculture sector, also they are using steam powered plow, harvester, grass cutting. These machines could complete agriculture operation in a very short time. Again, they are saving their time. In America, Robert Fulton, an engineer, successfully sailed a steamboat which was named Clermont. The first attempt of using steam engine for road transport was done by George Stephenson. A steam engine for railway was also produced. This railway engine could successfully cut the distance between Liverpool and Manchester. Later, railway services were expanded to Europe. It shortened the time of travel within Europe. Now see what happened. Earlier the steam engine was used for only for transportation of coal and iron, but now they have also made a steam boat which could sail in water. Apart from the agriculture, the things were used in agriculture also, steam powered items were also made. Now they have used that steam engine for transporting the peoples also from one place to another. Earlier they started in one place, that is Liverpool to Manchester. The services were given, railway services were rendered to there, and later on they expanded their services throughout the Europe, and in a shortened time of the travel within the Europe. So again here the time was saved of the people. Now see, here is the person who has given us the machine. Now here is the person who has given us the steam engine. And this is the person who has given us steam boat. I hope the pictures are clear to you people. Now starting by the further topic, that is geographical discoveries and explorers. As we got success in each and everything, now we require raw material. To make any product, we require raw material, right? So much raw materials was not there available in Europe. So our trader class, they send many sailors to new countries to find out the raw material, and especially the rich strata of the at that time were the kings, the princes. They send up explorers to explore the new places for raw material, and especially the African continent and the ancient continent. And thus started the geographical discoveries, and we got very good discoverers or the explorers. We are going to study today are Marco Polo and Ibn Battuta. Many more are there. First we are going to see them, Marco Polo and Ibn Battuta. I hope you people have listened their name. Very famous discoverers, explorers. Marco Polo, he was an Italian traveler. He introduced China to us. On map earlier China was not there. He discovered China. Over there and other ancient country also he has discovered, to ancient countries to Europe. Okay, while he has discovered China, at the time he stayed in China in the royal court of Kublai Khan. At that time in China the ruling dynasty was of Kublai Khan. There he studied their languages. At that time the language was Mongolian and Chinese. So he studied both the languages, Mongolian and Chinese. Second is Ibn Battuta. He was a scholar and a very famous medieval traveler. Ibn Battuta visited many countries like India, Maldives, Sumatra, China, Spain, Sardinia, West and West Africa for newer lands. Now the picture of this very famous discoverers, here they are. He is Marco Polo and he is Ibn Battuta. In your school section, I hope you have listened his name. He is very famous discoverer of our history. Now, here is Prince Henry from Portugal. Prince Henry the Navigator. Now, why he is called as Navigator? As he is a prince, why we called him as a navigator, Henry the Navigator? Because as he is a prince, belongs to Portugal in 15th century, he encouraged people to go on expedition and search for lands. which were not known till then. So why he encouraged? Yes, for raw materials, to get new knowledge. And thus, this encouragement of the people, as he sent many sailors to do the expedition, resulted into the discovery of Madeira and Azores, the two archipelages near Africa. Now, what is archipelages? Any idea? No one? It is the group of islands. Group of islands near Africa was discovered by him. These two are autonomous region of Portugal now. The Portuguese began to transport African people to Portugal and sell them as slaves. Yes, you have listened correctly. They sail them. They catch African people from them, transport to Portugal and sell to the traders. And those traders treat them as slaves. Not only to the people from Africa, but African gold was also brought back to Portugal by these people. Now, the next is Bartholomew Dias. Now, Dias, began his expedition on the order of the King of Portugal, John II. He reached the southern tip of Africa, which he named as Cape of Storms. Yes? Any doubt? I have said correctly, Cape of Storm. Yes. You people have listened Cape of Good Hope, right? Yeah. Cape of Good Hope, earlier it was named as Cape of Storms. Later the name was changed to Cape of Good Hope. He was the first seafarer to circumnavigate the African continent. Now, I would like to show the picture. Now see, he is the person, Dias, and respected Sir John II, the king. On his order, he discovered various lands. Now, starting further, a very famous explorer, that is Christopher Columbus. In the year 1453, Istanbul, today's present Istanbul, earlier it was known as Constantinople, the capital city of the Eastern Roman, at that time Byzantine Empire, was conquered by the Ottoman army. Okay, so as the land was conquered by Ottoman, the people thereafter it became the capital of Ottoman Empire. Now the eastern sea route was closed for Europeans. Europeans cannot enter over here. It had become necessary for them to search for an alternative route to reach Asia. They want to reach Asia as they want to do the trades. With the support of the King Ferdinand and Queen Isabel of Spain, Christopher Columbus, an Italian explorer, set sail in the search of India. Now he wants to search a new place as he can do the trade. He can do the business, to expand their business. So he just set out to search India. He was certain that by sailing westward, he would find India, as the earth is round. Okay, the theory that the earth is round. So he thought that while sailing to the westward, I will reach India. But instead of reaching India, he reached the island near America. So he is neither he has discovered India nor America, but an island which was near America. I hope you have clear by this. Now I would like to show you the picture of King Ferdinand and Queen Isabel. By their permission, he went in search of India. Now starting by Vespucci, Amerigo Vespucci, he was discoverer. Here he is, Amerigo Vespucci. He is an Italian explorer, and he is supposed to have gone to expedition on the order of King of Spain. He has also found a land which was named as Venezuela. In his third expedition, by following the river course, he could discover the delta region of the Amazon. Amazon, I hope you have listened the name of Amazon. Not the one from there we are purchasing the things, not that app, Amazon. Here the Amazon, it is the name of a place. It is believed that America was named after Amerigo. Amerigo, America. So the name of the country, America, is kept after the name of Amerigo Vespucci. I hope the things are clear to you people. Now here is the famous person who discovered America and on whom the highlighted one, the America, USA, United States of America, is kept. He is the person who has discovered America. I hope all the slides are clear to you people. You have understand till here. Thank you to all of you for listening. If there is any doubt related to your subject, you can freely ask me whatever your doubts are. If the slides are blur, you cannot see, it is not visible to you people, do not take tension. All the slides of the points, of the sub points, are taken from your textbook only, as I have given you the PDF. Right, you people are having PDF. If someone has purchased a textbook, you can open your textbook and have a reading. If you're not having textbook, no problem, you can open your PDF and just go through the chapter. If your slides are blur, if you cannot read the slides, so you just take a glance to your textbook on your PDF or the textbook you have purchased. Okay, thank you so much. Stay at home, stay safe.